Go ahead. Aren't we excited? Hillary's the presumptive nominee. Good for her. Now I want her to stand on stage with Barack Obama and say, Mr. President, I defy you on trade. I don't support you on the Trans-Pacific Partnership. And I am going to advocate that everyone in the Senate vote against it in the lame duck session. That's when Hillary Clinton will start bringing these Sanders people together. I mean, if we're going to put the cart before the horse, we might as well do it. Hillary says she's going to reach out to the Sanders people. You could start by reaching out saying that you're not going to stand with the president. You're going to certainly accept his support. But when it comes to trade, no, she's going to stand with the unions. That's what I want to hear. Maybe you want to hear something different as a liberal supporter. But all this conversation now is way, way out in front of the aircraft. Let me offer you this. Don't you find it in some way, shape, or form highly unusual that all of the networks, the day before the biggest primary, which is the biggest prize, California, the day before the mainstream media in the PM or the prime time says, oh, it's Hillary. She's got it. No sense in voting tomorrow, but we really want you to get out there and vote. This is Jeff Weaver this morning on CNN telling it like it is.
It's the way CNN and some other media choose to do it. Look, there are people voting in 6 states today, including the largest state in the country. Let those people vote and decide before the media tells them that the race is over. What's the point of suppressing voter turnout in 6 states across the country to have a quick news hit that could easily have been done tonight?
It probably could have been done a week ago. It probably could have been done since all these folks are math majors. You know, they say that there's absolutely no way that the superdelegates are going to change. This is what pisses people off. It's rigged. Let the process play out. But it just lends to all the conspiracy theories that the Clinton News Network is CNN, and they're just going to do whatever the campaign wants because they sure don't want Hillary pissed off at them, because then they might not get interviews in the future. Some other networks might get them. I mean, this is how the game works. You know, it's the cart before the horse. The fact is that Bernie Sanders could win a number of states tonight. He clearly would have the momentum. And this idea that she's got so many more millions of votes, look at what happened in the South. She padded her lead in that portion of the country. So late last night, media reports, they come out that she's the presumptive nominee. Listen to this.
We are on the brink of a historic, unprecedented moment. But we still have work to do, don't we? We're going to fight hard for every single vote, especially right here in California.
Okay, give her a little momentum to go on stage and say, well, they've already named me the presumptive nominee and everybody loves a winner, so go out and vote for me tonight. If you're Bernie Sanders, what do? You just keep on plugging away with these $27 email requests. You know, it's been a year that it's been hard to stomach. It's been hard to stomach the arrogance. And I don't know if I'll ever forgive Hillary Clinton for trying to say that Bernie Sanders is not for the automobile loan program. I don't believe that Hillary Clinton truly wants to kill Keystone. I don't believe that Hillary Clinton really is against the Trans-Pacific Partnership. I think that she'll weasel her way out of it some way and come up with some reason that she's got to support it. And then if it goes through in the lame duck session, she's going to get what she wants and she'll be able to wash her hands of it. That's what bothers me about it. See how I haven't said anything about the FBI or emails or anything else. I'm not into any of that. I'm into the policy. And I'm into what is good for American workers. And Nancy's getting the establishment behind her. This is Nancy Pelosi talking about how, you know, she's going to endorse Hillary Clinton. They're all lining up.
Well, I'm a voter in California, and I have voted for Hillary Clinton for President of the United States and proud to endorse her for that position. But I hasten to say that it's not over till it's over. Californians haven't voted, nor have others in 5 states. So while the nomination may be there in the numbers in terms of superdelegates, I didn't endorse yet because I am a superdelegate, and I think that the matter should be determined by the voters in the state.
Okay, so does that mean that Nancy Pelosi is going to see what the voters of California do and then cast her vote for who in California wins? That's the way I think it should work. That's the way it should work in all of the states, but it just doesn't operate that way. Katrina VandenHeuvel, editor, part owner of The Nation, joins us when we come back. Stay with us. Hey folks, you've heard me talk about BioGreen Clean. I'm going to show you right now on my airplane just how tough this is. I want you to keep in mind, chemical-free, 100% plant-derived, biodegradable. It is the safest cleaner that you can get, and it's the most effective. Go to our website, wegotit.com, or go to biogreenclean.com. www.biogreenclean and order today. It's time to continue our conversation about mechanical insulation. Mechanical insulation is for the piping systems in our nation's commercial and industrial facilities. Facility owners are burning up billions of dollars through the lack of mechanical insulation on these piping systems. Call the iSave team. Insulation saves America valuable energy, and this team of energy conservation specialists is shovel-ready to save you money. Visit iSaveTeam.org to have a specialist give your plant an energy audit.
We perpetuate a culture of crime all the way from Wall Street right down to the main street in our hometowns.
It's worse than it has been since FDR took control of the problem and said we can't count on industry taking care of the American labor.
They probably have already engaged into some type of criminal cover-up, and the law prohibits the government from even doing anything about it.
Catch America's lawyer Mike Papantonio on YouTube at youtube.com/GoLeftTV.
Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you Ed Schultz news and commentary. We're connected now with Katrina VandenHeuvel, editor, part owner of The Nation. Katrina, good to have you with us.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you.
What is your reaction to the mainstream media the day before the final primary, the day before the biggest prize, California, before people have voted, coming to the conclusion that Hillary Clinton is the presumptive nominee? What's your reaction?
My reaction is media malpractice, rush to judgment, disservice to our already fragile democracy. I think it's very wrong. I think there will be a backlash in many ways. There should be a backlash against the media, which does this kind of thing. And by using the superdelegates to declare the race over, these news outlets risk giving greater circulation to what I think is a false idea, but that party elites have somehow stolen the nomination from Sanders. It will make it tougher moving forward. There is a view that this may have been a deliberate ploy on the part of Clinton supporters to step on Tuesday's voting results. It may dampen turnout, may well, though some think that Sanders may actually benefit from the outrage that reporters on the ground saw in San Francisco yesterday when this news was released.
People get mad at this kind of stuff when they feel like the system's manipulating their vote. Dampen the turnout, that's an interesting term. I don't think it will, but that's the question. Will it? I think the passion of the Sanders voters is really extraordinary, but I think that people who follow this see this for what it is. It is icing on the cake where the mainstream media has been trying to talk Bernie Sanders out of this race for a long time. And how can it be breaking news? You could have done this math last week, 2 weeks ago, but the night before the primary, it's breaking news that she is the presumptive nominee. It's about voter suppression, as I see it. Your thoughts?
Yeah, well, damping voter. Let me put it this way. You're so right, Ed, that from the get-go, the very get-go, and you've been following Bernie Sanders for years before he even launched his campaign last year, but the media malpractice was to drive him out. Remember before Michigan, everyone wanted to shut it down?
Oh, yeah.
From the beginning, the attempt to marginalize and write off Bernie Sanders was a disservice. He has shown how strong he is, how strong his issues are, how strong the energy he has revealed, the progressive power in this country through his campaign. Social movements have been amplified. But I think we witness now, these media entities are also corporate entities. They're in bad straits. Who knows if this was some attempt to be a first? Bad kind of first. I think it leads more and more people to mistrust and distrust corporate media. And it is, as I said, a terrible disservice to an already fragile system. This is the first election since the Voting Rights Act, which has been held without the full protection of the Voting Rights Act. We have 18 states, I believe, where they have new voter suppression laws since the last election in 2012. You get this kind of stuff going, and you got media layering on to an already very tense, fraught system.
How is Hillary Clinton is now saying that after today's primary, the headline is that she's going to reach out to the Sanders supporters. I don't know how
this doesn't make it easier, Ed. I mean, this makes what the AP did, and again, the superdelegates should keep their counsel, but I guess, we've seen the rush to quote the leader. We saw that in 2008. Superdelegates heading over to Obama. But this makes it a lot tougher for Hillary Clinton to really gain Sanders' supporters, to earn their enthusiasm. I do think Bernie Sanders should run to the convention. He should drive his issues and ideas into the convention. He has good people on the platform drafting committee. He should democratize the rules moving forward. He will likely endorse Hillary Clinton. He has said so many times. I think he will go out in the country to fight against Trump and what that means for the movement Sanders has unleashed. But, he can endorse Hillary Clinton, but winning the enthusiasm of Sanders voters will take more. Not quite clear yet what, but this doesn't help for sure.
Katrina VandenHeuvel, your thoughts on what the Republicans are going through right now. This is Speaker Paul Ryan this morning disavowing Trump's racist comments.
I disavow these comments. I regret those comments that he made. I don't think claiming a person can't do their job because of their race is sort of like the textbook definition of a racist comment. I think that should be absolutely disavowed. It's absolutely unacceptable. But do I believe that Hillary Clinton is the answer? No, I do not. Do I believe that Hillary Clinton is going to be the answer to solving these problems? I do not. I believe that we have more common ground on the policy issues of the day, and we have more likelihood of getting our policies enacted with him than we do with her. But I do absolutely disavow those comments. I think they're wrong. I don't think they're right-headed. And the thinking behind it is something I don't even personally relate to. But at the end of the day, this is about ideas. This is about moving our agenda forward, and that's why we're moving the way we're moving.
Well, what Trump said is an idea. How do you think they're playing this?
Ed, what's he talking about? I mean, what did he just say? What did he just say, Paul Ryan? I mean, this guy is like the intellectual light of the Republican Party. All these guys, Newt Gingrich, McConnell, Reince Priebus, Ryan, they mealy-mouthed is the best I can say. If it wasn't so dangerous, it's farcical. I mean, they're denouncing Trump, but then they're standing with him. What Donald Trump revealed is a Republican Party that at the end of the day, as Mr. Ryan said, is prepared to stand with a bigot, a xenophobe, and a racist in how he's doubled down on this judge, calling him names. This guy, Trump, and I think a lot of people in that Republican Party are showing contempt for the fundamentals of our system, the First Amendment, separation of powers, rule of law. Listen, there was a guy in the Vola Conspiracy, it's a right-wing leaning law blog the other day, talking about Trump doubling down on the judge and his ethnicity as a measure of the guy's ability to rule judiciously. And this guy said this is how authoritarianism starts, with a president who does not respect the judiciary.
Yeah.
Well, what about these guys who are just sidling up to Trump even though they denounce them? You can't have it both ways.
You can't have it both ways. And this makes it easier to run against Trump, doesn't it?
It should. It should. Every day, I'll tell you, the guy is a sore winner. The last few weeks, he seems to be unraveling. I mean, telling surrogates one thing, doing another. And he's, I think it makes it easier. I mean, listen, Latinos in this country must look at this and be mobilized. But it's going to take a lot. But I think this guy is going to write his own ruin. And the political suicide the Republican Party is engaged in, we witness more clearly every day as they alienate massive numbers of people they need in this country if they're going to be a 21st century political party.
Yeah. Katrina, always great to visit. All the best.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Katrina VandenHeuvel, editor, part owner of The Nation magazine. Communication Workers of America, Alliance for American Manufacturing, BioGreen Clean, and the iSave team bring you this podcast. We're back tomorrow.